Ladies, gentlemen, everybody else, welcome to part 2 of our guide to the basics of contact juggling. We are in the fairy glen of the Black Isle to take a look at arm rolls. In this video we'll go over the simplest forms, but check out part 2 for some more advanced variations. The very first step in learning arm rolls is this. Take your watch off and throw it away! Now that's done, let's get into it. We will start with rolling the ball up the inside of the forearm. We will split it into two parts, the roll itself and what's called the stall, which is when you stop the ball on your arm and balance it. In both cases, the secret is that you shouldn't think of it as rolling the ball along your arm, but instead, the idea is that the ball stays in the same place and you move your arm along underneath it. I find the best way to get the roll under control is with these drills, either rolling from hand to elbow or vice versa. At first, you can have the transfer closer to the hand as necessary and expand the roll up to the elbow as you gain confidence. In this side-on slow-mo here, you can really see that the ball doesn't move in space and it's the arms that are running underneath the ball. Now this is not a hard and fast roll, and as you progress there will be many tricks that require the arm stay still and the ball to roll. But this is the best way for beginners, as it makes learning stalls much easier. In a stall, the idea is to stop the ball and balance it on part of the body. In this case, the small pit in the underside of your elbow. The reason keeping the ball still and moving your arm helps is that in this way the ball has no momentum for you to absorb. It is essentially already still, so when you stop moving your arm, the ball stays in the same place. If you roll the ball and keep the arm still, you have to catch or absorb the momentum before the ball will stop. A good way to learn the stalling points and get them into muscle memory is to catch the ball from a small throw. This will take a while and you can expect to get it wrong a lot, but as we've said before, every failure is one step closer to success and mastery. So keep at it and it'll come. It will help to use as small a throw as you can and one that's pretty much straight up and down, so that the ball has little to no sideways momentum. Now we have done the inside of the forearm, let's look at rolls on the outside of the forearm. The stopping point for these rolls is here on the elbow. However, it is a good point that we all have different shaped bodies, and if you don't have stall points in the same place, it's okay. You have to work with what you've got, or cheat. I'm going to cheat by using a heavier ball and a different shirt in a different location. That's better. I'd like to point out here that it's a good idea to close your fingers together whenever the ball is not on them. In some ways, what the rest of your arm is doing is as important as the part that's doing the balancing. This is really easy to forget, however, and you'll see me make this mistake multiple times. It's a great idea to train yourself out of it early. These are the basic drills for back of the forearm, and they do double duty as they're also useful for learning chest rolls, which we'll get into in another episode. Just like the inside forearm, the idea is to roll it up the arm and onto the next hand, which then repeats the process. When doing the opposite direction, I find it easy to end up with a small pause before transferring to the next elbow. To counter this, I make sure the free arm moves nice and quickly into position. Finally for today, I'd like to show you this little negative space variation. The ball rolls up the outside of the forearm, then drops off the elbow and is caught in the palm of the other hand. This does an index finger butterfly and brings the ball up inside the crook of the other arm to start again. This is pretty complicated to say, but I think the video is clear, and it's a surprisingly natural feeling movement. I think that's probably quite enough for this episode. In the next one, we'll be looking further at arm rolls, talking about transfers, and introducing a few new stalls. If that sounds interesting, then don't forget to subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this video, then help us out by hitting that like button. Thank you for watching and happy practicing. See you in the next one. Go!